Now, yesterday, a new pilot project was announced that would see 128 uniformed frontline Gardaí issued tasers, a proposal that has sparked, pardon the pun, both praise and criticism.
Joining us to discuss the new pilot project is Assistant General Secretary of the Garda Representative Association, Tara McManus. Good morning to you, Tara. Great to have you with us. OK, so this was taken to the Dáil yesterday by the Minister, this pilot for 6 months. What are the specifics around tasers? So
the specifics are that it's going to be rolled out in 3 stations for the time being, so Store Street, Pearse Street and Waterford, and that coincides with stations that already have body cams. So body cams will work in tandem with the tasers. We're hoping for about 128 guards across those 3 stations to be trained up between now and the end of January, and they'll all be issued with tasers. And it's a 6-month pilot to see how it works, how the guards get on, how the public...
Can I ask this? What's the point of a 6-month pilot on this? Is this to see if they shoot anyone with these tasers, or like...
They can use them properly, not trigger happy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's either we're in it or not, no?
Yeah, well, look, we would imagine that anybody who gets issued with a taser in the next couple of months will always have a taser, and we would be hoping then that it would be rolled out across the entire police force. So you'd see all your frontline uniform members with tasers.
Now, the operation that was started certainly in Dublin and is being rolled out in Cork and hopefully other towns and cities, Drogheda, Athlone, Limerick, is increased police presence on the street. And we saw that that has seen a decrease in crime numbers, burglary numbers, assaults. So is that not the way to go, rather than, you know, down the line of militarising an Garda Síochána, which has very proudly been an unarmed police force for over 100 years?
Well, I suppose it literally comes down to resources. I mean, absolutely putting lots of guards out is always going to be the answer to reducing crime and to increasing confidence in the public. But you can't put out Gardaí that you don't have. However, we can put out tasers. And we do have tasers in stock. So I suppose it's just, certainly from the GRA's point of view, it's something we've been advocating for quite some time. It's been our policy for a number of years that all our frontline members would be armed with tasers. We already know that the Emergency Response Unit and the Armed Support Unit have been using tasers quite successfully for quite some time. So we would say it's just another step in protecting our members and giving them a little bit more confidence in their ability to deal, particularly with very violent and aggressive people who would be coming at them.
And I do understand that, and we want the guards to feel as safe as they can go out onto the street. But as Muireann said, we're proud of our history of 100 years of being unarmed. Is this the way society is going now?
I think it is. And I mean, I think we can see, certainly from events in the past number of months and indeed the past couple of years, you know, the levels of violence and aggression that are actually been shown towards our members. We have over 1,000 Gardaí assaulted every year, with about 300 of them being considered serious assaults with like head wounds, fractures, concussions, you know, 300 members that would require hospitalisation and perhaps a stay of 2 to 3 days. And that then leads us to have lots of members out sick with injuries on duty. So we think the taser is one step towards reducing that and just giving our members that little bit extra confidence in their ability to deal with these aggressors.
And we'd love to hear from you on this, whether you're a guard or not. 0896 111 111. What do you make of this use of tasers? Because one thing that I've heard a lot yesterday in being discussed about this is the increased aggression around towns and cities at night time due to the use of cocaine. And this was coming from guards, listening to messages of guards coming in going, lads, you've no idea what we're dealing with. People the next morning might be mortified, but the night before they've come at you and they've done some serious assaults to people. And this is why we need things like this. Have we lost that? Like, is it just accepted by guards now that cocaine is everywhere?
Well, it is everywhere. And the difficulty with coming across somebody, as you said, who has been using cocaine is the heightened levels of aggression. You know, I've known of instances where somebody who's used a considerable amount of cocaine, it could take 4 or 5, maybe 6 guards to actually subdue that person, whereas one taser will fairly quickly subdue them. So it kind of makes sense.
In terms of the body cameras then, that they have been brought in and it looks like they're going to be rolled out now, what's taken so long? I mean, it's 2025 here. Body cameras are something that's so simple. You see all the time that guards are getting cameras shoved in their faces. We're having a simple body camera. What is this? What about the slow rollout on this?
I think the main issue there is legislation. So we've had to wait to have the correct legislation in place to allow us to actually use body cams. And then it obviously has to go to a tender process. There are a number of different manufacturers that we're currently piloting and we need to see which one.
What's the question mark around legislation?
In relation to facial recognition, and I suppose there are civil liberty groups who
issues.
are not
But sure,
overly happy
I
with
can
it.
go around and film anything on my phone.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, so this is the difficulty, and I suppose the storing of the data and what members of an Garda Síochána actually do with that data once you've actually recorded. So that's kind of a lot of stuff that's been going on in the background.
Yeah.
So until that's ironed out, really, and of course money as well. I mean, to issue every member of an Garda Síochána with body cams and to have the infrastructure in place in every Garda station is going to cost a considerable amount of money.
The one thing that you notice, there's, you know, body cam footage online all the time, especially from a very militarised police force in America, and about how situations are escalated to the nth degree so quickly. The one thing, we were talking about it here yesterday, about the guards that went over to the Olympics in France and how they were with the Irish contingent, with the fans. We saw them. They were having a bit of crack. And they were kind of saying to the French guards, oh no, we're community guards. We have chats with everyone. And they were like, what are you talking about? Because they don't really have that in other countries. Community guards in Ireland are so incredibly important. And I know that we've got less and less of them now, unfortunately. Do you worry about that escalation? About people coming through Templemore will be like, boom, we've got tasers, we'll just get them down, rather than de-escalating a situation with their social skills? Because that's one thing I have to say, some guards can have the crack and kind of sort things out sometimes.
Yeah, and I think that's been one of the things that we've been most proud of, I suppose, over the last number of years, is the impact that our community guards can have out in the community and that interaction with members of the public. But I suppose putting that aside, we also have to look at the safety issues. We have to look at the risks that our members are currently exposed to. And you can see that escalation, you know, over the past, even as long as I've been with the GRA, which is just 3 years, the escalation in those 3 years has been quite severe. So I really think this is just one step. It's not fully arming our members, but I think even if you come across a guard and you see that they have a taser, it might just change how you behave towards that guard. It might just be enough to maybe stop you from striking out or using a level of violence, just to know that that guard has a taser and has the capability.
And we want to see more guards getting trained up as well, maybe guards if they feel safe out there as well. The new Garda Commissioner started 1st September, Justin Kelly. Thumbs up so far?
Absolutely, yeah. We've had very positive engagement with the Commissioner to date. And we would be very hopeful that will continue over the next couple of months and years, absolutely.
We'd love to hear from you. 0896 111 111. What do you think about these tasers for guards, and what do you think about the powers that, you know, guards have on the street when they see stuff that's actually going on? We would love to hear from you. Tara McManus, Assistant General Secretary of the Garda Representative Association. Tara, thanks a million for joining us.